Welcome back to Upgrade. I'm your host, Frank the Tank, and today I have another item for you. So this is the Jaybird X3. This unit, it's a wireless unit, Bluetooth enabled. It's a unit itself. It charges, it contains its own charge. It's just like the iPods, the same thing, but these have a wire, and I'm gonna open them right in front of you and I'm gonna tell you the difference. So we're gonna compare these with the iPods. So when you buy these Jaybirds X3 wireless devices, they come in a package all bundled up. So let me open it up here. First of all, of course, the first thing you see is all about workout. So these are sweat proof. They've been proven that to hang onto your ears and if you're gonna sweat, that you could continue on listening. They're not waterproof. So not recommended for any water usage. It's only for workouts and a little bit of sweat, a little bit of moisture. That's about it. But anything if you're gonna drop them in water on the toilet or something, they're gone. They're damaged and they're no good. So what you get is here, you get the package. They show you in a neat little package system right here. It shows you the actual headsets. They come ready to go. So these are the units. They're pretty neat, pretty small, and just the wire thin. That's all. And of course, the batteries are built in these systems. There is a actual volume control here, and actually a hang up for phone calls. You know, in case you could use this as your regular Bluetooth that you daily use. You know, so basically what you do is you wrap them around your back and you stick them in your ear. You lock them in. There's some little locking in mechanism. Now, not all these fit in everybody's ear, so they do have a couple different modules that you can replace and embed them in the back. So now, like I said, these are the modules that you get. You basically wrap them around you put them in your ear, and you stick them and you lock them in. So once you lock the ear mechanism, now let me tell you something about that. These modules don't fit everybody's ear. Everybody's ear is unique and different. So they do have extra padding for extra different sets of ears, you know, that you have. They come with a little bag that you could replace them. If you don't like the locks, you can actually just regular ones that you could put in there. Now, they do come with a charging station. This charging station is just a USB. It's really short. This is the bad thing about it. It's like less than a foot of it. It's like a couple inches, 3 inches, I would say. So the way this works when you actually charge it, and of course there is a little mechanism to charge it too, directly to it, and there's a little USB connection in here and another USB. Now this USB, you could buy a different cable and take this part off and actually have the charging station with a longer USB, because they give you this little short USB just to hang in there and plug in your ear sets. It's not very reliable. It's not very lockable too. So in order to charge the station, there's these little mechanisms that have to hook up. There's these copper connections on the back and a copper connections in the front here. So you have to marry them both, and you have to hear a little snap in. Once it snaps in, let me get that. It's a little difficult. It's not easy finding them. This is the hardest part of this whole unit. When you're trying to charge it and have it, you have to find the right sweet spot to actually lock them out. It took me a couple minutes to lock them in, but once you lock them in, you just set them and forget about it. But like I said, they're not very simple. That's one thing they have to work on, simplifying this thing. I mean, it took me quite a while just to finally. So the mechanism is supposed to be charging now when you plug this into a USB. Now, another thing is, if you have that extra USB charging station in your house lying around anywhere, like your USB for your iPhone or your Samsung Galaxy, you can actually take the 5 voltage and plug this in directly, because it's a 5 voltage connection. So if you have that, you want to hang it on the wall, you're gonna hang this whole thing on the wall. Now, I test these out. They were really good. I like the sound of it. You know, they were neat, but it's just a hassle every time you have to charge the station. I mean, you have to find this little connection. You got to wrap them around your ear, and you got to plug them in, and then you got to turn them on, and you got to make sure your phone's enabling them, of course, you know. So when you turn them on, there's an audio saying earphones on, earphones off. volume up, volume down. So you're gonna hear somebody's voice in there. It's pre-programmed in here. Now, the unique things about these, this is compatible with iOS phones, iPhones, and also the Androids, any Samsung or any other phone that's an Android developed. These are very compatible any unit you have. Now, you can only have one program on this, so it's one Bluetooth. So if you have multiple Bluetooth, you're gonna have to enable them on your settings each time you wanna use it. So one thing I like about them, they're real rugged. They're real tough, you know. It seems like you just drop them, they won't break. I like the audio controls in here. They're a little large, so but you can actually see the plus and the negative in here. And actually there's a little button in the center. That's the on and off button. So when you turn them on, there's an audio connection that tells you they're on. And once you turn them on, the audio connection, you hit the button again and it tells you they're off. And it turns off and it makes a little sound like a little beat coming out. So it turns on blue, of course, when you turn it on, and it turns on red when you turn it off. In case you don't want to hear the audio, you don't have them on. Now, charging wise, I tested them out 5 or 6 hours on these suckers. They were really good. I mean, they lasted quite a while. Now let's compare these. We're gonna compare them because people like these and people like these too. So one thing I would choose between me, if I'm gonna work out, it would probably be these. If you're gonna be running, it will be these. These tend to lock in, and actually, if you bend forward, they're still hanging on you with the wire. So for workout methods and then day-to-day life, I wouldn't recommend day-to-day life on these. It will be more for workout, more for like if you're on the bus and listening to music and you drop things or you're moving around, you have your purse, your bag, you don't want to forget things. These are perfect enough because you have this cable that's hanging through you, so you feel it all the time. Now, they're a little difficult. They're waterproof also too. They're sensitive to water, so they're not completely waterproof. They're more like a sweat, more like moisture too. So these actually fit pretty good, but like I said, not everybody's ear is compatible with these. Now when you put these in your ear, you hear a little turn on sound. Of course, I love that thing. It just tells you it's on. It's compatible. These are compatible with, they're Android compatible and iPhone compatible. I like about this, but there are more feature on the iPhone, of course, because they're made for iPhone. Now on your iPhone, it tells you more information. There's a charging information. There's a left and right audio. There's a boombox audio in there. There's a bass settings. There's a lot of things you can do. Now, the unique thing about this, there's a little mic in there. So you don't need to hang any cable or anything like that. The audio itself could be listened through here, and the speaker is on the bottom of it. Now, one best thing I like about these units compared with these units is that these are the charging stations for the iPods. The charging station has the same plug as your iPhone. You plug it in. If you plug in your iPhone, you're gonna plug in the same charging station. So they charge the iPods in there. I love that. You just set them and forget it. So you have an extra battery in here built in this system. Not only you're charging them, but you actually could take this on the road and it could give you more life to your battery, which is awesome. So these tend to last about the same time as this unit. So, I mean, it's very unique. These have the cable, these don't have any cable, and they last about the same time. So if you want even longer, if you don't have that, you're gonna carry this little thing around, which is a plus. I mean, you carry this in your pocket, you're set for the rest of the 3 days charge almost, you know? Compared to this, you have to find a unit station to charge it. It'll have to be a USB too, of course. So compared to these, I prefer these, to be honest with you. The day-to-day life, not a workout, but the day-to-day, like you're on the car, you're on the road, you want to listen to music, I'm at the store listening to music or YouTube or any audios. I mean, this is perfect. I was the other day, I was at the store and I was walking in and this lady said, "What are you wearing on your ear?" And I go, "I'm listening to music." And she was so shocked. She was saying, "Where are the cables?" I go, this is more of the future. The cables are gone now. So she mentioned something very good. Well, I'm not very organized all the time. I can't tend to lose them. I tend to lose my headsets. I've been going through different ones. And I told her, well, the difference between the ones that you lose and these is because they have a case. So they have a case. If they don't fit in there, they have magnets too. They don't fit in there, you're missing one, you're gonna find out where it is. So You probably could lose these better easier than these suckers. So that's another thing that, you know, that she mentioned, which is, it makes sense, you know. But if you carry this little case, you're never gonna lose them. If you pay a lot of money for these compared to these, you're not gonna lose them. These are actually more expensive than these units, but in the long run, for sports and workout, I recommend these. For every day-to-day life, like just answering phone calls, listening to music in your car, not working out, if you're on the train, on a road trip, this would be perfect. If you're going for long distance drives and all that stuff, this is a big unit to have because it has its own charging station, which I love compared to this charging station. All right, so the X3s sports, these for everything else, music, everything's fine. I love this unit, right? So I would recommend these suckers for if you're not working out. That's what I say. So if you haven't subscribed to Upgrade, I'm your host, Frank the Tank, and see you next time.